The world can be cruel sometimes. Things don't always go according to plan, but some kind souls go out of their way to help others. Some even risk their lives to save strangers. Today, we'll be taking a look at moments when people truly embodied this idea and provided others in need with random acts of kindness. But before we begin, do us a kindness and like and subscribe. Now, on with the video. Talk about an upgrade. This man gives a homeless man a brand new walker, surely making his life easier. Inspirational to say the least. These two men save a puppy from the recent Australian flooding. Any second later would have cost the puppy its life, so thanks to these kind people. These surfers didn't hesitate to save this old man from being pulled into the ocean by a raging current. Is there anything more wholesome than a little boy saluting soldiers? He even gets a picture with them. This little child will remember this moment for the rest of his life. The Man of Steel meets his match. This amazing boy gets the surprise of his life when he gets to face Superman in an arm wrestle. What a true hero. Gold medalist Chloe Kim asked for some snacks during her press conference. Soon, people rushed to chip in what little food they had. Give these journalists a medal. A stranded pooch is rescued by a selfless man who gives no thought to the ice and bitter cold standing in the way. Cold hands, warm heart. We could all take a lesson in humility from this 12-year-old wrestler who gives up his undefeated record so his opponent with a disability can get their first win. Giving up that record to make another human being feel whole is quite a selfless gift. A Turkish soldier gives a young boy chocolate. His cute little wave at the end proves the way to a kid's heart is through their sweet tooth. This soldier with a broken arm needed a helping hand, literally, while he was struggling to tie his shoe. Luckily, this good Samaritan decided to help him out. They can be seen hugging afterwards. A boyfriend shaves his head to support his girlfriend who got cancer. Now that's love. If you're not careful, it's easy to forget to close your gas cap after a fill-up. Fortunately, this guy was willing to risk getting injured darting in front of cars to close it for the unsuspecting motorist. You can see it all on a subway, from rampant crime to music performances to this nice young guy protecting an old lady's head from getting hit as she sleeps. Protests can still be civil, and this crowd making way for the fire truck to pass without any difficulty is a great example. It's always possible to get your message across while still being kind. A man on a scooter blocks traffic to let this elderly woman cross the road. What a gentleman. Even birds need to cool off sometimes, but what happens when there's no bird bath around? This modern-day St. Francis sprays them down with some water. He was given colorblind glasses by his principal, and his reaction is adorable. Sometimes heaven is a new pair of glasses. A principal makes his student stay. During her, she thought she was getting his number when he asked for her phone. Instead, Joshi Washi made her day by giving her the exact amount of tips picked by Siri. This is the definition of a random act of kindness. We've seen acts of kindness by humans, and here is Shiner, a 4-year-old chestnut gelding who seems to understand his owner, Shanya's, emotions. Sometimes you need a bigger shoulder to cry on. Ken Benbow lost his wife of 71 years, Ida, and has since fallen asleep next to a picture of her. His care worker, Kia Tobin, made sure the Navy veteran could cuddle up to his loved one once more. That's going above and beyond. Emic wasn't going to stop Mima's neighbors from celebrating her 100th birthday. These conscientious Good Samaritans sang her happy birthday from across the street. Anyone could have gone about their day and not bothered with this manhole, but not this guy. He got soaked, resetting the cover in the middle of a busy highway, potentially saving these motorists from a costly accident or injury. Nobody's there for you like man's best friend, and this owner knows his good boy deserves a party. "500 men at Camp Rockmont decided to put a smile on the face of this adorable young hype man. The kid definitely knows how to work a crowd. Cashier Travis Sattler buys custard for a little boy who was $2 short and gets rewarded with a generous $100 tip, as well as a $100 bonus by the franchise. What a heartwarming example of karma. Chloe Dorsey bends metal bars with her bare hands to save a deer twice while jogging in Georgia's Stone Mountain Park. Maybe she should join the Avengers. Samuel Weidenhofer makes people's Easter in the sweetest possible way. You're never too old for an egg-citing visit from the Easter Bunny. The joy B.I. Pakthani brought to this lovely woman is a beautiful treat for a world-weary soul, and my spirit is dancing along with her. That's a definite kind act right there. Mr. James, the hearing-impaired caretaker at a school, was given a wonderful surprise when a kindergarten class sang him happy birthday while using sign language. This just melts my heart. There's nothing like talking to mom. A soldier breaks down in tears while sipping tea and calls his mother to say he's okay. He fights to keep his composure as he eats and drinks, ending by blowing a kiss to his mom. Army men carry a pregnant lady to the hospital amidst a heavy snowfall. Huge respect to these soldiers for braving the cold to answer the call of duty, no matter what form it takes. This writer shows respect for his elders by offering his pop-up seat to an older passenger on the subway. Makes you think he does this on a regular basis. The world could use a lot less self-centered people like this. A pup gets an assist from a man at a fountain who even lets it drink from his hands. You can tell the dog appreciates it. Look at how he wags his tail. Giving catfishing a whole new meaning, this guy saves a kitten stranded on the water. A driver goes above and beyond to help our disabled friend here off the bus. He even uses the bus to block the street to make sure she gets across safely. This bus driver is a hero. It's nice to see appreciation for the sacrifices made by those in uniform. These soldiers are given free meals. This girl made sure that everyone at the table had plenty of food on their plate. Nothing can puncture your day like a flat tire. Luckily, this man was here to help. When he's offered payment for his service, he kindly refuses. What a selfless guy. Not all good deeds go unrewarded. This stranger noticed kids helping an elderly person off the bus, so he blessed them with a reward to recognize their good deed. She literally made her dad's world more vibrant by giving him color correction glasses for his color blindness. His reaction is nothing short of wholesome. Not exactly the high seas, but these three gentlemen rowed their boat merrily over to save a seagull who got stuck under a fishing line underneath a bridge. Well done, boys. Good Samaritans help a soldier tie his shoe. Some of them even keep him company and offer some comforting words. In the frequently impersonal internet age, it's nice to see the human connection alive and well. Few people display integrity like these two guys who found a wallet in the restroom. After contacting the owner, they waited for him so they could return it. The look on the owner's face is priceless. This mom gives the local recycling truck driver a coffee. Small deeds like this surely go a long way towards showing that these drivers are appreciated for their work. A guy delivers not only a package, but a complimentary snow plowing. It's not part of the job description, but here he is, just doing some good. This girl proves why sharing is caring. Brian Sperry played for Kansas Athletics after World War II. When he wanted to feel what it was like to score a touchdown again at the age of 89, the Kansas Jayhawks obliged, 2 years in a row. An elderly woman had boarded a bus without her medication, and the police officer asked the motorcyclist to catch up to the bus and deliver it to her. The police didn't know whether the biker would deliver the medicine, the biker didn't know if he could catch the bus, and the bus driver didn't know the reason why the biker wanted to stop the bus. But in the end, the woman got her medicine back in a beautiful display of pure human trust. When strangers encountered this girl in a wheelchair struggling to cross the road, they sprang into action time and time again. When Jesse Nelson crashed and became trapped under his bike, Cody Williams didn't hesitate to stop during the Unidia 250 Moto2 to pull the bike off of him. Alyssa Mahoney entered to celebrate Christmas the way she had seen it on TV. Now, thanks to Murph's Life team and their followers' donations, that dream became a reality. YouTuber Andy Popesco couldn't hold back his tears after fulfilling a man with cerebral palsy's dream to ride in a Lamborghini. These officers in Japan were kind enough to help a disabled man in a wheelchair get onto the train. This man makes prosthetic legs for elephants, a true labor of love. An emergency ambulance couldn't move forward because of the construction cones and signs blocking the lane, but with a little help from other drivers, they were soon on their way again. You can really brighten someone's day by doing a little act of kindness. That's what YouTuber Mustafa Hussein believed when he gave strangers chocolate with a simple but precious note. This little boy has a deep respect for his grandparents, feeding them and even blowing on his grandmother's food to make sure it isn't too hot. When this dog was found trapped in a canal, Peruvian police officers formed a human chain to pull him up. Watch the pure happiness on this kid's face when he received an unexpected gift from a stranger. When she saw a starving man on the ground, this young girl chose to share her food with him. With a tip of a hat, this little gentleman, Bernardo, proved himself to be a true Disney prince. Those with the least give the most. This woman is struggling with bills, yet didn't think twice about helping others. Seeing her kindness, Isaiah Garza helped her pay her bills. You get what you give. This sea turtle was stuck above the high tide line and had given up on life. When it felt Brody Moss's hands, it's almost like he realized everything was going to be okay. Talk about a hero in a half shell. This kind man gave Jimmy darts at Penn, and in return, Jimmy gave him the second biggest shock of his life. That was one valuable pen. These cyclists help clear traffic for the ambulance. Every second counts for a person inside that ambulance, and the extra time might very well have saved that person's life. This American soldier is being all he can be by giving water to some Afghan children. It may not be a lot of water, but he makes sure that each child gets a sip and no one gets left behind. An intrepid passerby braves a flood to save a poor dog that had likely been stranded for a few hours by this point. Seeing how passionate her student is for drumming, this teacher surprises him with a brand new drum set. Teachers really go above and beyond to help us succeed. Protect and serve has many different meanings. This cop gives boards to skaters for a kickflip. Community outreach goes a long way for both the police and the citizenry. Nice to see it alive and well. These kids are so excited to see this American soldier that they even start chanting. In turn, he shares some water with these carefree children. When a seal got a fishing line caught around its neck, Nod Dreyer and his team came to its rescue. This homeless man was willing to give this guy his last few dollars to make sure he had enough gas to get home, so he returned the favor in a big way. This man was so hyped to rescue a pigeon in the middle of the sea. Thanks to his kindness, the pigeon, which he lovingly named Drifter, was rehabilitated and released back into the wild. When a mother duck flew across the road without her babies, Officer Chad McGarry took matters into his own hands. Maya Nugent is a very talented pianist. Her music lifts up the spirit of everybody, including her neighbors. Coincidentally, when she was filming her new song, a neighbor came to her window and returned the favor. It hardly costs anything and takes no time at all, but one woman's kind act meant the world to a local delivery driver.
Merry Christmas! Thanks for the snacks, I'm gonna enjoy these.
After seeing this koala nearly get hit several times, this man decided to risk its temper and get it safely across the road. Borussia Dortmund's Christian Pulisic was giving an interview to a news reporter when a young fan ran up to him asking for his shirt. A security guard immediately grabbed him and was taking him away when Pulisic ran up to the young boy's aid and even took a selfie with him. Eva Barilaro has alopecia and asked her boyfriend, Damien Faber, to shave her head before it started falling out. After shaving her head, Damien turned the clippers on his own head, leaving a stunned Eva in tears at a supportive gesture. This boy felt very anxious about having his hair cut, so the people in the barbershop decided to cheer him up with a song. This military mom finds a creative way to surprise her family when she reunites with them at a Harlem Globetrotters game in Memphis. In another random act of kindness, this man has no idea how much a bouquet of flowers means to this woman.
Oh, that's... as long as they're happy tears.
That's so sweet, thank you. No.
Polluted waterways can feel like an insurmountable challenge, but that doesn't stop this man from doing his part by cleaning up a section of an incredibly polluted stream. This barber goes above and beyond to help this woman who is fighting stage 4 breast cancer. As a sign of kindness and respect, Georgia Zartia from GA Barbershop decided to join her. When this little dog got trapped in a drainage canal, this police officer took it upon himself to rescue it. He even sat in the back of the pickup truck to comfort the dog on the way out. Can't get enough of the look of joy on people's faces after receiving compliments from complete strangers? Neither could we.
This was a red carpet. You look like a movie star.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
You are doing really good at your job. Thank you, baby. Thank you.
Animals aren't fortunate enough to have forever homes. This security guard does what he can by giving food to stray dogs. Giving up a better finishing time, a racer helps another racer over the crossing line.
Now,
Oh, this is lovely.
wonderful.
This is what sports should be all about. This is what sports should be all about.
This small kid is feeding food to some crows. You're never too young to start being kind. This restaurant staff went above and beyond to help a blind woman to celebrate her birthday by wishing her a happy birthday with melted chocolate in the form of Braille. Thanks to this young man's quick thinking, not only was he able to save a woman from drowning after her car had fallen into a river, but he also managed to save her dog.
No, she better not be. I've been having. I got you, dog.
In one of the greatest acts of sportsmanship at the 2020 Tokyo Olympics, Irish boxer Kelly Harrington invited her opponents to share the winner's podium to celebrate with her. When he found out his friend was fighting cancer, this barber shaved his own head in an act of solidarity. This woman in Portugal loves nothing more than putting smiles on people's faces by showing them her cat. When this man provides a thirsty koala with a drink, the koala unexpectedly thanks him for his kindness by holding his hand. While exploring a remote island in Australia, Brody Moss and his crew encountered an upside-down turtle trapped on the beach. After they flipped it and returned it to the water, you can see the turtle was able to reunite with his waiting companion. This social experiment bucks the idea of a bystander effect when a man who appears to be blind falls down in the middle of a busy street and the people nearby rush to his aid. When a cat found itself dangling precariously from the upper deck of a stadium, the fans below banded together to save it from the fall. This restaurant staff went above and beyond to give a blind woman a birthday surprise when they wrote "Happy Birthday" in Braille using melted chocolate.
Are you kidding me? It's insane.
When this pregnant woman wanted to lie face down at the beach, her partner took it upon himself to dig her a hole in the sand. This man saved the life of a sea lion who had a tire stuck around his neck. A woman who fell and dropped her money while crossing a street was helped by several kind passers. Despite the dangerous weather, a young boy put his life at risk to help a dog. This video will show you two people on the opposite sides of the kindness spectrum. While a kind woman helped a seagull escape from a grocery store, the other woman decided it was a good idea to steal the seagull's food that it got from the store. A group of men saved a kangaroo from the freezing water without a second thought, knowing fully well that it could attack them in the blink of an eye. This Chinese street vendor noticed that a toddler was about to fall from a 2-story high apartment. He waited until the right moment and was able to catch the boy and save his life. When someone posted on Facebook that it was a terminally ill boy's wish to see bikers pass by his house, more than 20,000 German bikers rallied up to make his wish come true. One mom in Las Vegas really needed an act of kindness, and thankfully, her community came through for her. Struggling waitress Jessica Roberto was struggling to feed her 4 kids after her husband's diagnosis, so the Fox 5 Surprise Squad came through for her with a life-changing $12,000 in tips. This man rides around in his motorcycle, feeding baked goods to any person or animal who needs them. When one runner went down, 2 of her competitors sacrificed their own placements to help her across the finish line. Sometimes how you finish is more important than where you finish. Where others might have just gone around, this Good Samaritan chose to get out of his own car to help push a broken down vehicle to the side of a busy road. These 2 girls decided to set up a stand of free flowers for anyone who needed them. After drawing a thank you for her deaf delivery driver, this young girl also started learning sign language to better communicate with her new friend. As if that weren't touching enough, the delivery man still has the drawing proudly displayed in the front window of his van. Before getting off the bus, this little girl told the bus driver that "Shake It Off" was her favorite song. In response, the driver made the girl's day by stopping everything he was doing, turning the radio up, and jamming with her. This officer doesn't just help an elderly man cross a busy street, he actually goes one step further and carries the man on his back. In a stunning act of generosity, this family cooks and prepares 1,000 eggs into meals to give out to homeless people. This waitress's reaction will leave you in tears after she receives a life-changing tip at a critical time in her life.
Really?
A mail carrier helped prevent a disaster from happening by placing the Paperlite parcel that was already there under the welcome mat. A young boy helped his dog, which seems to be almost twice his weight, into the back of the car. This man found a scared swan that couldn't cross the busy highway on its own, so he got out of the car and walked with it until it finally reached the other side. A very wholesome moment happened when a ton of people at the water park cheered on and encouraged a man to face his fear of heights and jumping into the pool. When this grandmother couldn't reach her neighbors on the phone to invite them to join her on taco night, she went over to their house and invited them via the doorbell camera.
We are having taco night, so if you like to eat, you just come over and you're welcome to get it. You hear me? We are having taco night. Good night. Goodbye.
An autistic TikToker often shares her passion and love for insects on the platform, so tens of people decided to send her fan mail, and her enthusiastic response to opening them will really warm your heart.
It's a Luna moth. Oh my gosh, I love. That is gorgeous. And this was from Brett. Thank you so much.
A Chinese police officer found an elderly man who was trying to cross a busy street and didn't hesitate to carry him on his back to help him get to the other side safely.
up on his back, carrying him safely out of the traffic. And you'll see several lanes of traffic didn't move for that time. They were waiting for that man, regardless of the green light that they had.
A heart-melting moment happened when a car stopped to let a duck and its duckling cross the street. This house owner placed hardwood lumber to help the duckling get to safety. When a ball girl was struck with a tennis ball that's going at least 140 miles per hour, she remained professional and kept on a brave face until tennis player Del Potro comforted her.
Oh, bless him.
This man helped a cat that was so frightened that it clung onto his leg for dear life. Residents of a neighborhood prepared a special surprise for a World War II veteran's birthday, and it's nothing short of wholesome. When a marching band found out that it was a disabled boy's birthday, they all gathered around and made his birthday extra special. A young lady was trying out a beautiful prom gown when she realized that she had a small audience who was hyping her up.
Gorgeous.
A man found himself in an unfortunate situation when a zipline stopped a couple of feet far from the platform. Luckily, a kind man was able to help him get to the other side. An 87-year-old grandfather was left in tears when more than $45,000 was raised by people from TikTok to help him replace his broken mobility scooter.
They've given you $45,000.
What?
This man was trying to find metal trinkets on the bottom of his pond using a magnet, but couldn't seem to find anything. So, on his birthday, his son Rob decided to come in with the assist. Speaking of assistants, Steve Booker was going for a morning stroll along the beach when he spotted a stranded sea turtle flipped on her back. So, naturally, he turned her day around by turning her around. A kind-hearted man ran across the street to help a sloth cross the street. As it turned out, the sloth in need was a friend indeed, because after its rescue, it turned to the man and gave him a wave. Riptides are no joke. So, when a family got swept up by a deadly riptide, strangers on a Florida beach formed an 80-person human chain to rescue them. Thanks to the strength of this rugby team, they were able to push an ambulance that was stuck in the mud. Despite the weather being extremely cold, a man helped a dolphin that was on the verge of death and continued pulling him into the water until it was able to swim on its own. This man stopped his car in the middle of the highway to stop the deer from crossing the highway.
Nope, other way. This way. Off the highway. Off. Go this way. Oh, my shoe. Damn, you got me on a highway right now? Go that way. That way.
When a man's car broke down in the middle of a highway, a driver got out of his own car to help him push his car to the side of a busy street. A man received the surprise of his life after finding his phone that he had thought he lost the night before. It turns out that a guy had found it, recorded a video on the phone, and then left it for the owner in the same place.
Alright, so good luck with that.
Georgian football player Java Konkava saved the life of a fellow player by reacting in time and moving his tongue, which was obstructing his airway. Raccoons might have a bad reputation that precedes them. However, this didn't stop this kind man from helping a raccoon that was stuck in a trash bin. This family down on their luck. While a large number of animals lost their lives in the 2020 Australian bushfires, it was thanks to the effort of people like this woman that they were able to save some of these animals. On a similar note, a butterfly that was barely able to escape the Turkish wildfires unscathed got a quick drink of water with the help of an aid worker. A man helped rescue a hedgehog on the verge of dying in the middle of the street by hand feeding it some much-needed water. When a heartless woman threw kittens into the river and the bystanders did nothing to try to save them, a heroic woman jumped into the cold water and rescued them without hesitation. This woman helped reunite a fallen Joey with her mother. A hilarious yet wholesome moment happened when a man decided to give out candy to the neighboring bathroom stalls.
Hey bro, happy Halloween on the other side. Here you go. Thanks. You're welcome, dude.
Two workers found a baby deer stuck in some thorns, so they helped free it, thinking that it would immediately run off. Instead, the deer grew attached to them to the point that it wouldn't let them put her down on the ground. According to the workers, it kept following them around for an hour before they found its mother. A TikToker was challenged to sing "You Are My Sunshine" in public and give $500 to whoever sings along with them. While many people completely ignored him, only one man sang with them in one of the most wholesome encounters ever.
I got a gift for you.
That's crazy.
$500.
You playing.
No, I'm not. I'm the first person to finish the song.
When an ambulance got stuck in what seems like an hour's worth of traffic, people started to get out of their cars and clear the way for the ambulance to pass. A young Syrian girl had to have her head shaved due to a skin condition. When she started crying and stating that she looked ugly, the barber asked her to help him shave his head as well, to prove to her that shaving her hair doesn't mean that she's ugly. This kindergartner cheered and hyped up his classmates whenever one of them got an answer right in the most encouraging way.
All right, clap for King. All right, clap for King. Clap for Okay.
A philanthropist YouTuber challenged a homeless man to eat a supersized burger and win a prize.
It's bigger than you think. Take this. Yeah, take this. Don't buy drugs. Please, I'm begging you. If you can go home, go home. You understand? Yeah. Just buy a ticket and go home and go see your family. Yeah. All right, be good, boss.
Two men rescued a cat who didn't have an option but to jump from a balcony that was 3 stories high. When this policeman from Sri Lanka noticed an elderly lady struggling to cross the street, he immediately ran over to guide her to safety. After winning a title match against Tyron Woodley, UFC fighter Kamaru Usman ran into his rival's mom. In a touching moment, Woodley's mom embraced Usman and gave him words of encouragement, which brought the fighter to tears. This TikToker went out of his way to perform a few random acts of kindness to make people's day. After buying them flowers, lunch, and dinner, you could really see the impact of each small act.
It's like the pandemic and everything. Enjoy your dinner on me tonight.
These window cleaners were in for a pleasant surprise when some strangers offered them some much-needed coffee through the window. This security guard stopped a man passing by, but not for a reason you might expect.
I think we're gonna have a problem here, sir. Your outfit is way too fresh to be...
Oh, man. Oh, man. I appreciate that, bro.
Have a good one, guys.
We all know how good it feels when someone gives us a compliment. Well, when this pair drives by strangers and gives them compliments, it leads to some truly heartwarming moments.
I love your hat.
You look so beautiful.
Well, so do you.
Oh, thank you.
That blue looks so good on you.
Why, thank you.
You just made mine day.
Atlanta Hawks players give high fives to a little kid. I bet he'll remember this for the rest of his life. In this next video, a man is so kind that he literally rescues a kitten from a tree after it's been stuck there for 2 days.
Hi, Cooper. Hi.
LeBron James shakes hands and takes selfies with a bunch of kids during a timeout. It's great to see successful people inspiring succeeding generations. We all start somewhere. Would you be brave and selfless enough to help a stranded shark? This crowd of people did just that when they helped a beached great white shark back into the ocean. What a great idea with the canal. Cars in traffic move to the side to let ambulances pass down the road. It's all about perspective. Wherever they were going wasn't as important as someone receiving life-saving treatment. People stop their cars on a road to let a puppy get to safety. Who wouldn't stop for a lost and confused dog?
Come here, buddy. You got him. Oh, buddy.
Bikers are stereotyped as badass people, but this biker proves otherwise. When an old lady approaches him and asks him to help her cross the road, the biker reacts quickly. He grabs the old lady's arm and walks her to the other side of the road safely.
I was indeed, yes. Of course. Oh, hey, not a problem, not a problem. Oh, that's alright, don't worry, it's quite clear, clear right now, alright? Yeah?
When a man notices a dog drowning in the water, he quickly rushes to his help. He grabs the dog but finds it hard to get back to the ground with another living being. Seeing this, other men form a human chain and help pull the two out of the water, restoring our faith in humanity. When skiing in Vancouver, some teenage boys saw an 8-year-old lad dangling from the ski lift. Without wasting any time, the boys ran to grab nearby fencing and turned it into a safety net. The boys then encouraged the kid to jump and ultimately saved his life.
The teenagers clapping and cheering once the boy was safely on the ground.
It was all over so quickly, but it was just 3 brilliant ideas all put together.
An old woman can be seen crossing the busy road. While some cars stop and let her pass, others don't pay any heed to her. Seeing this, one motorcyclist takes action and stops his vehicle in front of the other cars, letting the woman cross the road easily. A man helped set a giraffe free after realizing that its leg was stuck to a metal wire.
He's alive. He's alive. He's going. We just saved him. Yes. Yes, you are so welcome.
A beautiful moment happened when a kind monk helped feed a hungry wild bird. Given the fact that many Muslims face discrimination on a regular basis, a Muslim man decided to conduct a social experiment that solved proof that there are still many good people in the world.
You?
I don't know how much longer I can go. Stop, kid.